Hello and welcome to the Learning Hub's video on how to create a hanging indent in Microsoft Word. Before we get started, I'll quickly say that in this tutorial we will be using Microsoft Word. So if you're using some other version of your word processor like Google Docs or things, the rules won't be quite the same. And likewise, this will be done on a PC. So if you're using a Mac, some of the functionality is going to be a little bit different. So you'll want to just go ahead and make an appointment with us if you want help with walking through how to do those things. But if you're using a PC and you have Microsoft Word, then this is the place to come to get help on creating your hanging indent. Now there are three ways you can do it in Word. There's the hard way, the middle way, and the super easy way. So we'll go through each of those just really briefly so you can see. Now I have a dummy reference list here with some sample citations. If you want help with creating citations as far as the formatting for them, feel free to access our handouts on those. And again, you can always make an appointment to go through your sources and making sure you've formatted those citations correctly. But once you have all your citations built and you just need to do the formatting for your list, this should hopefully help you out. So the first way, the hard way, is actually not even too bad. It's a little more involved than the other easier ways I'll show you after this. So what you'll do is you will highlight your citations and then you'll go to the paragraph options. So under the Home tab, you have clipboard, font, paragraph, styles, all these things. You'll click the paragraph, and if you notice in the very bottom right corner, there's an additional settings button here. So if you click that, it opens a box. And in this box, you'll see under indentation this special. In the drop down, you would select hanging. Make sure this is set to 0.5 inches. That's the default, so you shouldn't have to do anything, but just make sure that that is the option you get. And then all you do is you click OK, and it will go ahead and do it for you. So that's the hard way. That's not even that difficult. But just to go back, so Ctrl+Z to back up, let me show you a couple other things. So the middle way, the way that a lot of people do, is using the ruler. Now if you don't see the ruler when you access your version of Word, all you have to do to enable it is you go to the View tab, and then you'll see the ruler option over here under Show. So you need to make sure this is clicked. Once you click it, you should see the ruler, and then you have everything you need to get going. So again, all you do to create your hanging indent with this middle way is you again select your citations. You go into the ruler and you'll see there's these little options here. I call them carets. There's a top caret and a bottom caret, and then there's a little rectangular thing attached to the bottom caret. You'll use these to create your indent. If you manipulate the top one, it messes with the top line of your each paragraph. Each time you hit enter, creates a new chunk of text, a new paragraph. So the top caret will manipulate the first line of that. The bottom rectangle will manipulate the whole paragraph, so you'll see all of them move over. That's what you would use, by the way, to do a block quote where everything shifts over. But if you want to just manipulate the second and subsequent lines, you grab that middle one, the bottom caret, and you can see if I hover over it, it does in fact say hanging indent as the option there. So if I'm able to grab that and pull it over to 1/2 inch, we've created our hanging indent. So it's a little easier because you don't have to go into a menu to get here, but as long as your ruler is enabled, you can access that. I will say that it's a little tricky that sometimes you go to grab it and you'll accidentally grab the bottom caret, or the bottom rectangle, and it'll move everything. All you have to do is make sure you're being precise in where you put your mouse. So that's the second way. There is a third way, and it is by far the easiest and the quickest way. So I like to give that information to students because a lot of people don't know. And that's using the keyboard shortcut for creating your hanging indent. Keyboard shortcuts are super useful when you're working quickly and you just want to not have to go and click into different menus and click into rulers and things. If you just want to use your keyboard to be able to do it. Common keyboard shortcuts are things like cut, copy, and paste. So Control X for cut, Control C for copy, Control V for paste. Hanging indents, if you, again, you want to highlight the text that you want to create your hanging indent for, is Control T as in tiger. So if I hit Control and T, you'll see that it automatically creates your hanging indent. Now you only have to hit it once. You'll notice if I hit it again, Control T, it will just keep bumping it over 1/2 inch. Pretty much every citation style that uses a hanging indent only asks for 1/2 inch, so you only have to hit it one time. But that is by far the easiest way to create the hanging indent. You don't even have to do it by highlighting. So if I back up, I've highlighted all my sources to do it all at the same time. If you're one who likes to build your citations one at a time and make sure they're perfect, all you have to do is once you've built your first one, you just make sure you're clicked in to that paragraph of text into that citation, and you can hit Ctrl+T and it will do it for that one source. So it's by far the easiest method, and it's a really good tool to have sort of in your toolkit as you're working on formatting your papers. So those are the 3 ways you can create a hanging indent, again, using a PC in Microsoft Word. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you're using a Mac or if you have, for example, a Chromebook and you're using Google Docs, there are ways to create hanging indents, but they are different in the way that you get to them. So if you have questions about that, or if you need assistance, please feel free to reach out to the Learning Hub and we're happy to show you that. But for the purpose of this video, that should be everything you need to create hanging indents. We wish you all the best and good luck with your papers, and have a great day.